Hey everyone, I'm going to be doing a video today for Courtney Stodden. If you don't really know what I do here, just read the description below. That kind of gives you an idea of what's really going on. So I have two channeled songs that I'm going to post the links to down below. And normally with the channeled songs, it's either a song that you've been listening to or there's a significance to the lyrics. For you, very rarely are they symbols for me to understand and translate a message to you for. But specifically the second song, well, okay, actually both songs I understand to a certain degree why they're coming through. The first song is Earth Angel. That's by the Penguins, because I do feel that you are in fact an Earth Angel. I'll get more into that in a little bit. And then the second song, I'm not sure the title off the top of my head. I could just hear it. It's by Kenny Lattimore, I believe is his name. And that song, I feel, it feels like it's a message either from your guardian angels or maybe someone who deeply loves you from, I don't know if they've passed away, if they're still in spirit, like maybe they don't even exist on earth. Like it'd be someone from your soul family, like your past lives. I'm not sure where it's coming from. It feels distant though, like physically distant. So if you're in a long distance relationship or there's someone that's significant to you that is admiring you from afar, it could be any of those things. I'm not sure where exactly that's coming from, but it does feel like a separate message, okay? Some other things that are kind of popping into my head, I'm not sure where this ties in yet, is I'm seeing hearts, red hearts. I'm gonna see if I see any in here. Not really. It's like a solid red heart. It's in the corner of my sight, and it feels like you're somewhere, like either outdoors or like in a building that's like well lit, and then I see hearts around you, or like you have red lips and it just looks like a heart. I'm not sure. And then I see also a boy. This is another separate message, okay? So there's this boy that I see and I can feel him, and he looks like you, kind of, like actually a lot like you. I would say he's around like 5 to 7 years old, probably. But the thing is about him is he looks a lot older than he is. So it's like one of those kids, have you ever seen him, where you're like, oh, how old are you? You know, and you expect them to say that they're like 10 years old or 11 years old. And then they say that they're 5 or 6 years old. And you're like, no way. There's no way that you're that young. That's the feeling that I get. That's the image that I get, where he's a lot younger than he looks. And when I try and find out who exactly he is, it's this message that's being imposed into my brain. The only example I can think is like if you were to talk to an alien or something, and the alien, you know, you don't share the same language, so they're kind of like giving you these mental downloads. So it's just this understanding, like they're talking to you through your brain. I know that's like kind of a funny way of describing it, I guess, but that's how I'm getting it, where he's saying, I'm you, and he's talking to you, so it's as if I'm looking from your perspective, and he's saying, I'm you. And then I ask, I don't know, I'm just like asking for more information, then he turns around and runs away. Like, in just like in a playful way. It's not really any other reason. He's just being playful. So he like runs away. So the only information I'm getting is I'm you. He's you. And it's interesting because the energy that I feel for him feels very real. It feels solid, like alive, I guess. Like, how do I describe it? Like, okay, so whenever I do readings on people who are alive, right, that are like here on Earth, they have a different energy than people who have crossed over. And they have a different energy of people or spirits that have been spirits during the lifetimes of, you know, my lifetime and the other people's lifetime, right? Like, there's like different energies to different beings, and even just the way that they communicate and everything about it. And so with this boy, he feels like so real. I don't like, he feels real, like he exists in this reality. I don't know what that means. I don't know if, like, because it doesn't feel like he's actually here, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that I don't know. I'll just leave it at that because I genuinely don't know. Okay, so the messages that I'm getting from your guardian angels, honestly, I just pulled these decks out because I don't feel like I'm going to get a lot of information from this. I feel like this is going to kind of hold me back, if I'm honest. But I wanted to see if there would be additional messages that come out of things that I'm not picking up on that might ring very true to anything else that's going on in your life that would kind of add on to the messages that I'm getting. All right. So the biggest message that I see is for you to rest your soul. Like, your soul, there's a big desire from your guardian angels for your soul to be at ease, for it to be at rest. I feel like you've been under a lot of pressure lately, especially self-imposed pressure. And your guardian angels are saying, like, you've done so much work. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You've done a lot of, I'm hearing humanitarianism. You've been doing a lot of, like, good work for others. And I think there's a point in your life right now, either this is something that happened or is recently happening, or I'm not sure exactly on the timeline, but it's basically like you working hard and working hard and working hard, and it's almost to the point of burnout or like exhaustion, where it's like, well, when do I actually see in my physical reality all the things that I'm working towards, all the things that I'm working on? You know, it's like I'm constantly trying to make sure that I keep my mind in check. I'm constantly trying to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, and it feels right, it feels natural, it feels good, but I'm starting to feel exhausted, emotionally and mentally exhausted from it, because I feel like I kind of want a break from it all. You know, I just want like my rewards. Like, I want to be able to see something come into fruition of all the work that I've been doing, you know, instead of kind of like feeling like I'm always having to put the work in or having to go through the process. And your guardian angels are saying, like, now's the time. It's very, very soon, and you're going to be rewarded in the physical world for all the things that you've been putting effort into. All the effort, the positive effort that you've been putting towards all the different things. Like, it feels like a project, honestly, but it's like a self project. Like, you're working on yourself, and possibly maybe if you've been having this project, it feels like a humanitarianism type of thing, like philanthropy. That's what it feels like. And it's a dual purpose, because the way that you're working on this oh my gosh. Anyway, the way that you're working on this project that's for the good of others is also fulfilling you. And it's like everything you're hoping for, everything that you're working for, everything that you desire and deserve is going to be here soon. It's already here. It's just taking a little bit of time, I guess, maybe for you to get adjusted to the reality that everything that you've hoped for and wished for and desired for, you deserve, and you are going to be seeing it manifest in the world. You're going to be able to actually have some tangible moments and tangible things that show you that it's here, it's real. Am I making sense? I kind of feel like my mind is wandering, so I don't know if I'm like just rambling right now, but that's what I'm saying. And again, this huge emphasis that you need to just take a rest. You need to rest because your heart, it feels like you're under a lot of tension and a lot of stress. And something that I want to touch on, this is a forewarning for anyone who's watching, like for any other reason or whatever. This is just a disclaimer. I'm going to talk about sensitive subjects coming up. Okay, so what I see for you, now every person's different, right? Every person who comes into the world, every soul has a different purpose. They have a different lesson. We're all on different paths, okay? So you can't really like generalize. I mean, you could, but in reality, generalizing for everything, it just doesn't make any sense. And so for you, what I see is the path that you've taken up until now is the exact path that you signed up for. And this has nothing to do with bad karma. Karma is neither good nor bad, but if you want to look at it in that sense, because you've had experiences that were painful, that's not because you had to learn something from that, okay? There might be something in there that you had to learn, but it's not anything like what you think, right? The reality, the major reality of why you took on this role as Courtney Stodden is because of the fact that you are essentially what I call like sympathetic sacrifices or like sympathetic souls. I don't really have a term for it, but basically you took on this role as Courtney and got into the relationships that you did and the circumstances that you did in order to be in the limelight for people to awaken silent parts of their hearts that needed to be awakened by seeing you experience the things that you did so that they can take a stance on what they believe in. And you've also taken that opportunity in order for you to branch out for your humanitarian efforts, for you to be able to finally, again, like you're like working towards something and then having it pay off and stay true to who you are, stay true to your soul's truth, because I feel like you're a very kind person, you're a very loving person, you're a very innocent person. There's a femininity to you, like an innocent femininity that's very reminiscent of Anna Nicole Smith to me. I don't know if you guys would be considered soul family, but I feel like there's some sort of tie between both of you. I don't know if she's like watching over you or if it's like, I mean, I kind of feel like she is in a way, or she's like guiding you or helping you. Like maybe you remind her of her daughter or like of her life. There's some similarity there, and I would not be surprised if you feel like you felt her before, you feel like you connect to her on a deeper level, because there's definitely some sort of energetic connection there. I'm not pinpointing exactly what it is. I could look into it, but I don't feel like I need to or that I should, because if you were to watch this video, then if it didn't make sense, which I would be kind of surprised if it didn't, then it will very soon make sense for you. Because what I see is you're at this doorway now. You're at this pathway where it's like you've been working so hard. You've been working so hard. You've been such a hard worker, and you've been so diligent on whatever these things are. It really feels like self-improvement though, like, and humanitarian efforts combined. And what's going to happen is it's like you're leveling up. So you've mastered all of the things that you had to master in that chapter of your life. That this next level, it's a psychic level that you're advancing to, where the things that you were kind of looking for, it's like you have intuition where you feel like you know the answers, or you feel like things are happening, or you feel like you're understanding things, you feel like something's going to work out, but it's almost like it wasn't definite for you. It's like you couldn't quite see it. It wasn't quite clear to you. It was just mostly feeling. And so now you're leveling up to where you're going to be able to see things a lot more clearer. And the way that it's going to come through to you, I feel, is just like you kind of catch yourself off guard. Like, I normally wouldn't be doing this, or I normally wouldn't be acting this way, or like something's different. And oh my gosh, I'm okay now. Like, I'm fine now. It's going to be really, really rewarding, but it's going to happen in a way that's so natural that realizing you're over the hump and realizing that you're like rested and happy and content and safe and secure, and you can see things in a new light and in a much easier way, and you're going to be able to navigate things in a lot easier way. Now you're like, oh my gosh, I actually did it. I actually did it, instead of saying like I can't wait until the point that I feel like I've gotten there and gotten to that point. An analogy that I'm seeing for you is the tusks of an elephant. You know, the ivory tusks. They're highly sought after. They're very expensive. They're illegal to get now. And yet people still do it illegally, right? And yet people still trade the items, you know, the ivory things, sculptures. And then I see you, and you see the elephant for all of its glory, for its intelligence, for its beauty, for it being an angel on earth, another earth angel, you know, and you appreciate this elephant. And because you appreciate the elephant and you don't appreciate it for its tusks, then this elephant is rewarding you with safety. It's rewarding you with 500 acres in Tanzania where all the beautiful elephants roam and all these other animals roam and everything else that comes with the territory, but you're the jungle queen, or what? Well, it's not a jungle. What is it? African desert? Like a desert? Whatever it is. Basically, you're being rewarded because you're seeing things from a spectrum of love, of compassion, of sincerity, of appreciation, rather than falling into the traps of greed, of materialism. Like, you've passed all the tests, right? You've had all the temptations, you've had all the fallbacks, you've had all the testings of your soul, and yet you've passed it all because you truly are an earth angel, and you truly are coming into that full realization and recognition of the fact that the things that you experience in life, the troubles and the pain and the heartache and the frustration that you've experienced through life is not because you deserved any of it. It's because you were courageous enough to take on that task in order for other people to learn from your experience, right? You sacrificed yourself in this experience, and you're going to be rewarded for all the things that you've ignored, right? All the things that you've pushed back. I don't care about materialism. Yeah, maybe you like beautiful things, you like to dress up or whatever you like to do, but that's not your priority. Or it's like, yeah, I like to go out and have a good time or have fun and be around people, but I really need to prioritize myself. And, maybe I was really depressed and stressed out for an extremely long time, and I isolated myself. But through that, I found growth. I never gave up on myself, and I never gave up on other people, and I didn't harm other people. Maybe here and there might, I'm just saying here and there might be, I'm not seeing that. But the likelihood would be that, we're still human, we're not perfect. And that's part of us growing through the process. So I don't want to negate that and paint you into this light that you might have guilt of saying, well, maybe she's wrong because I did do certain things. But that's part of you growing. That's part of you understanding. And the fact that you're going on an uphill climb, you're finally going to be rewarded with all the things not that you desire, all the things that you desire and don't desire in a positive way. So the monetary things that you've rejected or that you didn't prioritize will come to you. All of the love and the comfort and the safety are going to come to you. All of the efforts for you to put towards projects that you find near and dear to your heart are going to be, successful. It's going to be very beautiful is basically what I'm saying. It's going to be exciting, beautiful, and expected. I think this is something that you had a vision of, you had a vision towards, you were working towards, and it's just going to feel like that moment when everything falls into place. You're going to just be like, I knew it. I knew I was capable of this. I knew I deserved this. I knew this was meant for me. And I'm so blessed. I'm so, so, so blessed. And I earned it. I know I earned it. And at the same time, there's that humility and humbleness that comes with it, right? There's a difference between being arrogant and confident and self-assured and respecting yourself enough to know that the things that you worked hard for and the things that you want, you do deserve, right? And so you will find that you will strike that balance of not being an arrogant person, which I don't think that you are, or that you would even be tempted into arrogancy. You're going to end up just being in your power and in your truth. This is who I am, and this is what I deserve because I did the hard work. And I'm also, a kind person, and I'm helping other people, and you get what I'm saying. And this is stopping me in my tracks because that song, look at the second song that I link down below. It's by Kenny, and it says, a spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. I really feel like this is a profound love. This is someone that's extremely, extremely, extremely important to your soul's growth. I think you know who they are, or you feel them at least, but they're trying to communicate with you through this reading, I feel. Or maybe your guardian angels are trying to point you in this direction. The number's 27, if that's significant to you. Maybe, I don't know how old you are, but maybe even when you turn 27, if you're not 27 yet. Or maybe if you are, or you're older than 27, if that's an important time, the 27th of a month. I do feel like there's something to that number. 7, 8, 9, maybe the number 9. But the message is that they love you very, very much. I wouldn't be surprised for you if you've been having dreams of this person, or if you know who they are enough where you've been talking to them about this and you guys have shared past life memories. But that is coming through pretty strongly, where you are remembering your past lives shared with this person. You're reawakening to that. And then we have, you may not be aware of it yet, but a tapestry full of positive outcomes and spiritual blessings now permeates your aura. The gray clouds have lifted, replaced by soft, radiant light. The past will soon be behind you. Let it go and embrace the positive times ahead. So that's exactly what I was saying. So I love that that's confirmation here. Transform. This is all about transformation. Rise above any situation and become the best version of you. This is just confirmation that you are transforming. You are becoming the best version of you day after day, moment after moment, and that you have chosen to rise above all the different situations. And once again, you are being deeply, deeply rewarded for this. Deeply rewarded. And to never give up, never become complacent, but I don't think that you're the complacent kind of person. It's just like a very small message. What this tells me is that, first of all, you're a fierce protector of children and for those that don't have a voice. So children, animals, nature in general. And also for you, you've spent a lot of time not being vulnerable because you were in a vulnerable position where you had to protect yourself. You felt like you wanted to protect yourself, and it got to a point where I feel like any little thing would set you off. Any little thing, even if it wasn't a threat to you, you would feel threatened by, you would feel defensive, you would kind of overreact, or it would seem like an overreaction, but it was because you weren't ready to overcome those obstacles. You weren't ready to heal. There was still a necessary part of you being that way. But now you have gained a new perspective on things. You've been able to really empower yourself and resurge as this beautiful, strong, understanding, compassionate person. I think that you're a very optimistic person, and you are learning to trust your inner guidance. You're learning to kind of hide yourself away from any darker thoughts that you've had before. You've been able to figure out how to put those thoughts at ease, or at least you're learning to, in a more effective way. Transmutation. And it's the number 44. Once again, it's a huge message here. It's a huge message of true love. I just feel like you're a masterful person in your life now. You've been able to master all the elements within you, you know, the fear, the pain, the excitement, the temptation, the curiosity, the intelligence. You're using this to your advantage now. And what I mean by that is your soul's advantage, which in turn, once again, is advancing humanity. And it's just really, this is just a beautiful reading all across the board. Absolutely incredible. And I don't feel any roadblocks in the way. If there were any roadblocks, like any snag in here, it's like very tiny, where it would be the equivalent of you misplacing your car keys for like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, it's a little inconvenient. You have a spare that you could reach for if you really wanted to, but you just want to find that one set of car keys because you're like, I know I put it somewhere. I just have to go like figure out where it is. And then you find it, and then, you know, maybe you run late to get to your hair appointment, but that's fine. Even though it caused an inconvenience, you say you're sorry. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of has this like rolling effect of like potentially stressful situation, but it's not the end of the world, and people understand. And, you know, it's like, that doesn't define you. That moment doesn't define you. You could still carry on with your day, and, you know, turns out because you were late, you missed a car accident or something, you know what I mean? Like, it ends up paying off, and like the reward of you being late, even though it inconvenienced other people, it's actually a huge deal that actually helps you out a lot. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. This is just like really beautiful energy. I don't really have anything else to say about this. This is like textbook what we should be doing in life. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This is like textbook exactly. This is what can happen for you when you put in the effort and you put in all the work and you don't give up and you prioritize what's really true and good for everyone as a whole, right? In spite of anything that you've gone through, it's like, instead of becoming a negative product of your circumstances, you use it to empower yourself, and you end up being the story of in spite of rather than because of, right? If that makes sense. So congratulations. Like, this is actually so amazing and so incredible, and I'm very, very happy for you and very proud of you and your guardian angels, and everyone really looks forward to communicating with you more and guiding you through this, because you've got this. You've absolutely got this, and you deserve this. So that's my reading. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.